Welcome back to Morning Scramble here in beautiful Prescott. I'm DJ Phone, sitting in for Sandy Moss. Our first guest today, Dr. Elizabeth Caspian from Flagstaff. You were telling us about how the death, the suicide of your Uncle Doug hit you so hard as a young person, and that has to make you empathetic to people who are coming to you with their own burdens, correct?
Absolutely, and especially again in Prescott, where we have the Prescott VA and many veterans living in this community. And that's one of the concerns I have about suicide, is that the increase of suicide, it's increasing among our young adults and certainly our returning veterans of war. So it's very important that we as a society pay attention to this issue. We talk about it. We let people know it's really okay to reach out. It's really okay to say, I'm struggling. You have a brain. The brain can be helped, we can teach skills, and if necessary, we can look at, is there a role for medication for you? And maybe sometimes just temporarily to tone down the limbic system, which is something I hope we get to talk about today. My idea of teaching middle school students how to tame their limbic dragon, that's my intention, and we could talk more about that later if we have time.
Now, this is at Mount Eldon Middle School, correct?
That's correct, in Flagstaff. I'm married to a school teacher, Mr. Barry George, a beloved math teacher in the middle school, and we started a program. I'm so excited to be here today because Humane Society's coming on.
Sure.
And one of the things we do is we take pets to the classroom. And what we do is we encourage kids, if you will learn these self-regulation skills that I'm going to teach you, how to be in a calm brain, then I can safely bring a dog visitor to the classroom because they're going to feel how peaceful it is in here. So it's a beautiful program, and what we do is teach. Again, it's so important to reach kids before the age of 15. We've got to do prevention. We don't want to do catch up, we want to do prevention. And the perfect age is 6th, 7th, 8th grade. So these kids get very invested because we teach them, if you can tell me what the limbic system is, and you can demonstrate to me that you can maintain inner calm, we're going to bring a dog, cat, bird to the classroom. And the kids all get invested, they buy in, and then they realize, we can do this, we really can create a calm environment, and it's such a powerful program. If I had my wish, every 8th grader would leave 8th grade knowing what the limbic system is, and that's the part of the brain that becomes very emotional, excitable, and it's where we generate a lot of fear. Fear is a necessary thing. None of us would be alive if our forefathers didn't know to be afraid of bears. So fear is a good thing. However, fear can turn into anger. It can turn into anger, turn inward, which is where suicide comes from. So if we teach our middle school students, you have a limbic system, but you also have a mammalian brain, which is capable of understanding dynamics between others. And then you have a human brain where you can do self-reflection and you can learn how to do self-regulation. And could I teach you a really quick skill we teach those kids?
Please do.
It's called 8-4-4 breathing. Very simple thing to shift your limbic system into a state of calm. You exhale for a count of 8. Inhale for a count of 4. Hold that breath for 4 and do it again.
Am I
If
turning
you
blue?
do that, you're not.
Okay, good.
Isn't that amazing? You're feeling calm. If you do that 3 times, you'll notice your nervous system in a state of calm. I was doing it before we came on the air. I was over there doing 8-4-4 breathing. And we teach our kids this simple thing. When you get upset, you feel hopeless, you feel angry, you're about to make a really bad choice. You have a human nervous system with a frontal lobe that says, my choices are going to lead me where I want to go. And if I make a bad choice in this moment, I'm not going to get where I need to go. And suicide, I would argue, for a 15 to 24-year-old who's struggling is not a great choice. So we want to teach you the power of choice, self-empowerment, and we want you to know that before you're 15 years of age. So we teach our kids you can tame your limbic dragon, and we're very excited about our program. And again, I'm so happy to be here today when Humane's coming on. I hope I get to touch a dog today. Yeah, it really is.
You know, you were talking about how much you can control your reaction. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can, to some degree, control how you react to it. And also, I would imagine, too, you learn in your practice that that timing can be important too. I'm thinking of the quote from Winston Churchill, who said that fatigue makes cowards of us all. And when you are extremely tired, extremely stressed, that's not a good time to make major life decisions, correct?
Absolutely not. And again, we would argue that our veterans returning from war, they're emotionally tired. They've experienced things that most of us would run for the hills, but they have to stay in the game and fight to see another day. And that's not what our nervous system is designed to do. So they're putting their nervous systems in quite a quandary with having to stay on the scene in things that the rest of us run and hide from. So they come back from war and they're trying to integrate into our society, and they need our help. They really do. And I know Prescott is very powerful in their proactive programs that are aimed to help returning veterans, and we need everyone in the community find a program that supports animals, teens, or veterans, and give to them. Please join charity efforts to support those causes, because, you know, I want to share with you the number one thing I hear when I ask the question. I always ask every client, are you thinking about suicide? And if they've said yes, I say, what stops you? Do you know the number one answer I get? The number one answer is always, I love my dog.
I love my, isn't that amazing? We're going to carry on to that in our next segment, because there's a local man who came back from the Middle East who uses animals to help veterans recover from PTSD. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. This is Morning Scramble. I'm DJ Phone in for Sandy Moss. Stay tuned, because we're going to talk with Dr. Caspian about a healthy road back here on AzTV.